Thank you for joining this Water News podcast. I'm David Duncan, broadcasting on behalf of OOSKAnews, the world's leading provider of news related to global water challenges. You can find our water news at www.ooskanews.com. That's OOSKANEWS.com. The annual United Nations Climate Change Conference, or COP, they're known as COPs, convened in November this year in Marrakech, Morocco, and was attended by about 30,000 individuals from governments, the private sector, civil society and NGOs. Focal issues of this 22nd COP, or COP22 as it's known, included water scarcity, water cleanliness and water-related sustainability to an unprecedented and welcome degree. OOSKAnews attended and reported on the Marrakech conference. I had an opportunity to talk to a number of attendees and participants with particular water-related perspectives on climate change. OOSKAnews readers welcome Mr. Dogan Altinbilek, who is the Vice President of the World Water Council and has had a large part to play in the efforts this week to make water a greater part of the climate discussion in Marrakech at COP22. How has the week been so far, Dogan?
It's very good. Of course, this is a part of the COP22, which is very much concentrated and devoted to the water topic. There is a large number of champion organizations from all sectors of the water, UN agencies, NGOs, some water ministries. So it is very good. All the people are working for the same target, to put the water as a solid agenda item in the climate discussions. And of course, as World Water Council, we are also thrilled because we have been working with this very close. We are a professional organization, which is not professional, but we are a multi-stakeholder organization, which is based in Marseille, France. For that reason, we had an inside track in the COP21 in Paris, and we were some accountants, some people who know Ségolène Royal, and we had some good background work there. And also World Water Council and the past president, Luc Pichon, is the head of the water, is head of the Marseille Water, has a big group of accountants in the Northern Africa. So with his help, we were able to reach the Minister of Morocco for water. We are enjoying very good relations with ministry anyway, because in every forum we have a King Hassan II Prize, which is the King of Morocco. He was the first King of Morocco. So we were able to organize a mid-period meeting in Rabat in July, and because of the interest in Africa, there were some 20 African ministers in Rabat. And an African report and a blue book came, which was launched through this week. And we were also able to put the water in the agenda very strongly. A Water Action Day was instituted. So we are very happy.
And this is the second Water Action Day at a COP. I believe the first one was in fact in Paris at COP21. There was a Water Action Day. Do you see significant progress since the Paris COP?
That was another meeting. That was a half a day meeting in the green zone, and it was not called Water Action Day. It was another meeting that very interested organizations who could get accredited. But there was a water day, yes, water event. But this is Water Action Day. Our objective is to receive funds to the really needy countries for the adaptation funds. A total of $100 billion is pledged for is a climate fund. Half of it will be used for mitigation, the other half will be used for adaptation. So far only $10 billion has been collected and it's being distributed. Around $2.4 billion is already earmarked, but half will go to adaptation, half will go to mitigation, but no water projects so far. Especially the countries who are most needy in Africa to receive some funding for adaptation do not have the capacity to prepare a proper application to the fund and to give the necessary documents about the project that they are handling. So this is creating a problem. This is with the capacity development, related with the capacity. So we have to solve these problems and try to institute some ways which is shorter cut. Maybe adaptation fund itself could have an inspection team which can look at the projects and decide on that base. So we are having a fight on this. We are making some effort to get adaptation funds. When I say adaptation, I am talking about adaptation, not adaptation to climate, because the countries I'm talking about are in arid regions. They are already resilient to climate change. They are using very little water and they try to reuse it, etc., etc. So this is, for example, I'm talking about the adaptation of the farmers and having some structures built for them. They are already doing farming at with a certain amount of water in very careful, efficient methods. But if they have a small storage or available groundwater use in a country, if you open one groundwater well, that makes a big difference in the village. You know, instead of going a couple of hours somewhere and coming back, bringing back a bucket of water or 2 buckets of water, if he gets it from the well just nearby the village, it makes a big difference in their life. When we talk about having water in the village, we don't mean that there's a piped water. This is, even a well changes it. I can give you one example. One NGO who's our member in India has built an extensive system in 500 villages. They built one well and 100 toilets in 100 houses. When I visited, we made the opening with the Mahajara of the area. He used to own, his grandfather used to own. Now in India, the land owning laws have changed, so he doesn't owe anything. But the villagers are still treating him as a Raja because then they have a problem. So the project altogether for 100 toilets and one well is $15,000. 10,000 of this is supplied by the HSBC Bank as a social responsibility project, and 5,000 is collected from the villagers. 5,000 divided by 100 houses is $50 per house. But even this is a very large money for them.
Sure.
Because they are living under $1 a day. You know, that kind of thing. So, but they were very happy, very proud. And this is a very good bottom-up solution. You know, with $15,000, you have water in the village and 100 toilets. One lady stopped us while we were walking in the village, and she demanded that we should go see her toilet. She was the first lady who demanded that first toilet should be hers. And she was already a volunteer. She was already standing very erect. She did not have any shoes, but she was very proud. She has a toilet.
Sure. Yeah.
So this is 500. This organization won the Stockholm Water Prize the year before.
That's the Indian Waterman. Is that him, or is that somebody else?
He is from that.
He's from that organization.
Jal Bharatya Foundation in Rajasthan. Yes.
And so, in a week like this, and there appears to be some real traction in having greater recognition of how crucial water concerns are to the bigger climate discussions. Are you optimistic that that findings will be presented to the COP plenary next week, and that there will be real recognition of water?
I hope so. Yes. In some of our past activities were very successful. We as World Water Council, lobbied 5 years to declare at United Nations water as a human right. 5 years. And in 2013, 35 liters per capita per day was accepted by the General Assembly as a human right. And because of our lobbying and activities all around the world, Ban Ki-moon has invited our past president, Louis Fuchon, to speak at the General Assembly. And our efforts were recognized in that meeting. But Louis Fuchon we were very happy this human rights business. But how shall they get it? There must be some mechanism.
Sure.
Even if there's a small expenditures, they are unable to pay it. So Louis Fuchon has proposed a water fund so that this 35 liters per capita per day should be available to the farmers. So what the example I gave you earlier is a bottom-up solution. Bottom-up solution, but there can be top-down solutions as well. It doesn't cost too much to give water to a village. Turkish State Hydraulic Works already has opened wells in the 4 countries. This is free, helping to help countries of the Africa, and everywhere they go. And well with the water, or 2 wells with the water, is making a change in the water. We are seeing this philanthropies and all kinds of hope. There's in Africa now a very strong Africa Sovereign Wealth Fund. I understand that they have already collected $159 billion or something like that. So they are going to use this for all purposes. So maybe it will be possible to get some of this funding for the water issues. So we are hopeful. Everything will work. Both in 2 areas, we were very active in the past. One was the Water Action Day. The other one is the standalone goal in the Sustainable Development Goal package. Because Millennium Development Goals, which started in 2000, is finished in 2015. Before that, there were a series of meetings what will replace the Millennium Development Goals. In 2012, there was the Rio Plus 20 conference, and we were there. We were lobbying for a water goal, a new water goal. And then they met in 2 more places, and we kept lobbying, and eventually in the Sustainable Development Goals there are 17 goals, and goal number 6 is water. Under it there are 8 targets, water targets. This time it is not just for poor people, it is also for rich people. They should use more responsibly, use efficiently, etc., etc. So it's not just water supply and sanitation, but it's YWRM, cooperation in the transboundary waters, and ecosystems protection, and all of these things are there. There are altogether 6, and 2 enabling conditions makes 8. So, but if you look at the other ones, the food, when you talk about food, it is related with the water, so because the cross-cutting issue, water. In the past, it was always dealt as a cross-cutting, but now it is a standalone as well as cross-cutting. And I believe out of 17, more than 15, maybe 15, are water-related also, in some way or the other. So this is very heartening. Water is in the agenda in this Sustainable Development Goals. They already chosen the monitoring, but for the actions, some money will be pledged for the countries' governments and also by international efforts. So we are hoping that there will be some help to the people. In year 2000, there were over 6 billion people in the world. 1.1 billion people who don't have access to the water. At the end of 2015, this number came down to 780 million, but the population was 7 million now. So that went reasonably well, but in the hygiene toilet business, there were 2.4 billion people in 2000, and 2015, 2.1 billion people. So not much progress.
Sure.
Not much progress. This issue is very. If you take these people who do not have toilets and who do not have electricity, who are living under $1 a day, who do not have access to water, they are the same people. They are the same people. So these people are not able to pay, as the rich countries, $2 for 1 meter cube of water or $3. So even if you pay $2 per 1 meter cube of water in your home, the lowest bill is the water bill.
Yeah.
Your telephone bill, electricity bill, heating bills are usually, or cooling bills are much more. So for you, it is an affordable thing.
Yeah.
You can have as much water, even if you desalinate from the sea or import from somewhere else, no problem. But for people who are living $1 or less under a day or $2 a day, this is a big problem. So anything will help these people. But I think everybody should understand the plight of these people. So the World Water Council is very keen about these people who do not have the proper access to the water and not proper sanitation. So we will still keep working on this. It's a very good time. We were able to put a standalone goal in SDGs, so this will accelerate the things, I'm sure. And in the climate agenda, starting from last year, this year we are solidly there. Of course, the 2017 COP23, we do not know yet where it will be. But once we know it, we'll start lobbying for them, and also from 22nd COP, this COP, they will be still administrating the COP until the new COP. So together we will try to continue this water action there.
It has seemed that an effective organisation has been the hashtag Climate is Water, in terms of pulling in private sector, NGOs, and a grouping of entities who share the recognition that everything that is climate is water related. So that effort will continue.
More than one organization can express things better than several different separate organizations. So a voice together is better than the. So when we saw the problems in the Paris last time, we decided to join, starting with a very small number of French organizations and international organizations. And although we did not really lobby for more members, it quickly went up to 24 members. I think we will make some lobbying in that area and try to increase that. Everybody knows that World Water Council is very good in, if I may call that, hydro diplomacy. Hydro diplomacy. And no other organization in the water world are effective as we are, because we can reach our multi-stakeholder colleging is that we have international college, we have national college, and we have companies, water companies, utility companies, and then we have the NGOs, then we have the academicians and the also professional organizations, professional associations. So in these colleges we have very important partners. For example, FAO is our member, UN Habitat is our member, UN Water is our member, and World Bank is our member. So all of these organizations are the most powerful one. Also the regional banks, Asian Development Bank, African Development Bank, CAF, the Latin American Bank, they are all our members of the council. So when you talk about the national organization, Ministry of China, Ministry of India, Water Ministry of India, U.S. Corps of Engineers of America, ANA of Brasilia, Turkish Water Resources Organization, DSI. I mean, all of these large organizations are our members, so we are very strong national ones. And in the water sector, utility sector, Suez, Veolia, Marseille Water, Lyonnais Water, all of these organizations, also United Water, and they are our members. So we represent very strong participation members. So we are able to meet the people very easily. Very easily. We can reach Ban Ki-moon if necessary. One of our last achievements in that area, during the last forum, we championed a high-level panel for climate change. Heads of state or ministers, prime ministers, and Ban Ki-moon and the World Bank, United Nations, agreed to set it up. Now there is a 10-member high-level panel working already, and the results will be announced in 2018 in Brasilia.
In Brazil, at the forum.
It is headed by the President of Mexico and Prime Minister of Mauritius, and also Hungary is a member, and they are heads of state and all prime ministers all the time. They have a Sherpa group working with them. Also, the Water Council is working with them. So we are very hopeful something meaningful will come, because no matter you talk over here, I made 5 speeches here in 2 days, but if 10 heads of state in the United Nations or World Bank backs up a proposal, that is much more stronger to have a chance. So if you go back to climate is water, this initiative is going to grow, and in the next COPs we want this Water Action Day to continue, because there are other action days, Agriculture Action Day and Health Action. All of those things are there, and water was missing there, but now we are there in a grand way. And the attendance from the water sector is very, very good.
Yes, I've been to all of the sessions today. It seems to have been very successful and well attended.
And they all accept our role in this.
Thank you very much, Dogan.
Thank you.